Hello dear fans. All Galileo discoveries. The scientific activity of Galileo Galilei is considered the beginning of the existence of physics as a science in today's sense of the word. In addition to his fundamental discoveries, this great scientist invented and designed many applied devices. Fundamental principles and laws of motion. The main discoveries of Galileo are considered two basic principles of mechanics. They had a significant impact not only on the development of mechanics, but also physics in general. The first of them is the principle of constancy of the acceleration of gravity. The second is the principle of relativity for uniform and rectilinear motion. In addition to these two principles, Galileo Galilei discovered the laws of a constant period of oscillation and addition of motions, inertia and free fall. He discovered the most important patterns in the movement of bodies thrown at an angle, as well as when they move along an inclined plane. In 1638, Galileo's book Conversations and Mathematical Proofs was published, in which he presented his thoughts on the laws of motion in a mathematized and academic form. The range of problems considered in the book was very wide, from problems of statics to the study of the resistance of materials and the laws of motion of a pendulum. Invention of instruments and astronomical discoveries. In 1609, Galileo created a device that was an analog of the modern telescope, based on an optical scheme, in which convex and concave lenses were involved. Using this device, the scientist observed the night sky. Subsequently, Galileo made from this device a full-fledged telescope for that time. Galileo's observations changed the concept of space that existed at that time. He discovered that the moon is covered with mountains and depressions. Before that it was considered smooth, discovered the phases of Venus and sunspots, indicated that the Milky Way consists of stars, and Jupiter is surrounded by 4 satellites. Galileo's astronomical discoveries, his conclusions and substantiations resolved the dispute between the supporters of the Copernican doctrine and the followers of Aristotle and Ptolemy. They were given obvious arguments showing that the Ptolemaic system was wrong. In 1610, the scientist invented the opposite version of the telescope, the microscope. He simply changed the distance between the lenses in the telescope he had already created. Back in 1592, Galileo designed a thermoscope, an analog of a modern thermometer, and after that invented many of the most important applied devices. Creating a method of experimentation. In addition to his discoveries in physics and astronomy, Galileo Galilei went down in history as the founder of the modern method of experimentation. The scientist believed that in order to study a certain phenomenon, it is necessary to create a certain ideal world, where this phenomenon is free from extraneous influences. The object of further mathematical descriptions should be the ideal world, and the conclusions should be checked against the results of experiments in which the conditions are as close to ideal as possible. Thanks for watching.